Hi guys, it's Sana and Mona Ali here, the property twins. Today we wanted to talk about 3 roadblocks that stop people from being able to build investment property portfolios. So before we get into what 3 roadblocks we want to chat about, comment strategy below, strategy, and we will share with you, how our clients overcome strategy. We'll share with you a document which covers that. So, the first roadblock is that people think of choosing the property first and then they think of finance, figuring that out. And for every time we had a dollar, when people come to us and say, well, where should I buy the property? And the Australian Taxation Office for their 2015-2016 data revealed that 71% of property investors, which is like 2 million people, only own one investment property, and that's where they are really stuck, and that's because they've only thought of buying that property and haven't even considered the finance. So I was chatting with someone and we were speaking, and they had built up these savings in their offset to buy their next investment property, and they said, well, that's what they were going to use towards that investment property. And I said to them, well, is that even the right strategy, right finance strategy for you? Will you be wasting tax? Will you be crippling the equity that you have available? How can you maximize what you're really doing for your portfolio? So yeah, for every time we had a dollar, when people say, we'll think of the property 1st, and that's what keeps most people stuck really where they are.
Yeah, and the second roadblock is really the thought that I can go to any bank and build my investment property portfolio. Totally wrong mindset, because each lender is different. Each lender has its own strategy and own borrowing capacity calculator. So you can't go to the wrong lender in the wrong order. A lot of the times people think that they are hotshot property investors, and they think they are bigger than who they really are, and they might think that, well, they have a lot of income, or they have a lot of borrowing capacity, and they have a lot of savings or equity to put towards their purchases. However, that whilst it all helps, it doesn't make you better than anybody else. If you're gonna adopt a wrong path, a wrong strategy, your results are going to reflect that. It's really lag indicators. The steps that you're going to take right now are the lead indicators, and the results you get will be lag indicators. So so you really need to make sure that you act smartly with your borrowing capacity and your resources, because if you can't take it further, if you can't leverage it the right way, then there's no smartness about that, really.
Yeah.
I don't think. So there's so many things that you need to be asking. I'll just go through a couple of them. So when you are selecting a lender, so is it really how much equity can you pull from your existing property? And what about valuation? Like, we've seen variances in valuations between one lender to the next and the one after. Obviously, you have to make sure that you choose the right lender there, regardless of the valuation. But valuation could mean a difference between you being able to fund one property, 2 properties, or 3 investment properties at a time. And will your existing lender allow you to maximize what you can draw down on the equity, really, right? If they have limitation of, well, you're only going to release $50,000 for whatever reason, how far would $50,000 take you? Would it get you into your next investment property? And then, are you choosing the most flexible finance structure, which will enable you to pay off your home loan at a faster rate and build a property portfolio? So various lenders have flexibility at varying rates, and not all are made flexible. And you want to make your life as easy as possible if you'd like to be able to pay off your home loan at a faster rate. And then how should you structure your home finance versus investment property finance? So we've actually got a blog on this. One of our clients is going to be able to save $7,000 in tax year on year, just purely because of the restructure that we've helped them with. So you need to make sure that your loans are set up tax effectively. And also for the same client, they've cut down their home loan from 30 years to 18 years or so, by 12 years. Like, what would that do for you, really, having 12 years cut off your home mortgage? And then, are you managing risk for yourself as you progress through your property portfolio? A classic example of that would be, are you accessing sufficient equity so you can have some risk buffers for the investment properties? Because too often we hear from people that, oh, I don't want to touch the equity, I don't want to pull out all the equity, but you really need to look at it from a risk mitigation point of view. And are you considering whether you can purchase one investment property, 2, 3, 4, or what can you really do? What is your real potential? And even if you can't multiply into property number 2, 3, and 4, you may still have the affordability and ability to save up money year on year that could really help you fast track your success as a property investor. So all of this is strategy, really.
It is strategy.
And no matter what earnings you have or what resources you have, you may be on a high income, like high equity resources, savings and all. It doesn't make you any better or worse than other people. It's just what you do with it, what you make of it, really.
What you do with your resources, really. And the third roadblock that people really get into is, I can do it myself, specialist versus generalist. And well, look, my question to you would be, do you prescribe yourself medicines? Do you service your own car, really? Or do you go to a specialist doctor, for prescription? But look, I totally get it that some people will do it themselves, and that's totally fine. And their results are going to reflect the outcomes they are going to get by doing it themselves. That's like misprescribing yourself medicine. Again, going back to that example of, the phone call I was having with someone where they thought they should do it X, and I thought, no, they should really do it Y. And really, but what outcome will you get? If you were servicing your own car, maybe you might be replacing your car in 12 to 18 months time, really. So
or do your own taxes, really.
Do your own taxes. Yeah, it's incredible how much time it takes people to save up, build equity, and how quickly they're not able to see opportunity in terms of making sure it's set up for the long term and to take them further.
Yeah, and also buying the right assets as well, right? Like it really comes down to teachability. Some of our most successful clients have been the ones who listen and who know what they don't know, really, and they are willing to learn and follow through with it all.
So a lot of people, what they do is, do a quick 5-minute Google search. Unfortunately, it's easy to do, but it doesn't really prescribe you anything tailored or customized to you. Or they think, going to a bank's online calculator will really give them the outcome. Well, yeah, sure, it will give you the borrowing capacity, but it will not look at your risk profile, and it will not look at your goals. So the DIY approach is highly risky, actually. It's a bigger risk to not know what you're doing and then going and doing it.
So it's really about clarity and direction. So if you want clarity and direction, you'd have a strategy. Otherwise, you might as well do a dartboard approach, really.
So look, these are 3 roadblocks that we've seen people get into, but common strategy below, and we'd be happy to send you the document that reflects what our clients are able to do to get past these roadblocks in their own portfolios. Awesome.
Yeah, great.
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
See you then.